Hi, this is the Teaserking coming to you in the off season, right around the draft. The first 2 days of the draft have happened Thursday and Friday, so I'd just like to talk about the draft. Um, I find it just shocking how poorly these NFL GMs and people who pick the players have no idea, no clue what they're doing and how they pick. Just amazing. Obviously, I watch college football religiously Thursday night, Saturday night. I watch as many games as I can. If I don't watch them, they're not on TV. I'm looking at the box scores. I'm looking at the videos and ESPN. And to me, the measure of the player is how he plays, not how he does in a combine or his speed. Doesn't make him a good football player, or his because he's tall makes him a good football player. I'm watching. It's a joke. I mean, for example, Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore should have been the second quarterback drafted. He has 50 wins. He beat a Georgia, a TCU, or Virginia Tech impressively on the road. All his players are going pro. There's 3 or 4 Boise guys already drafted in the first 2 rounds. I don't get it. I don't get why you would draft Brock Osweiler from Arizona State, who is average, or Ryan Tannehill. Who did he beat? Did he beat Oklahoma? Did he beat Baylor? No, I don't think so. It just blows my mind. Even Robert Griffin. Kellen Moore is better than Robert Griffin. You'll watch. You'll see. Kellen Moore is as good as Andrew Luck, and it's like what do you? Boise State's a top 5 program with Kellen Moore. They've got pro talent. They're all over the place. I don't really get these GMs with their heads so far up their asses they can't understand this. You got the Baltimore here's perfect examples of why teams don't win Super Bowls. Here's Baltimore with Joe Flacco. Who'd you rather have? Kellen Moore or Joe Flacco? It's not even close. Kellen Moore. You've got all these teams. You got Jacksonville. Who's their quarterback? I mean, it's like a joke. The guy's terrible. I can't even think of his name. He's so bad. The guy from Missouri, Blaine Gilliam. Why would you think he'd be any good? You have all these teams who need quarterbacks. I get Cleveland with Whedon, but maybe I'd go there. But Denver should have taken Kellen Moore. And San Francisco probably will, because I think Jim Harbaugh is the smartest coach. They'll probably take him in the later rounds, and then they'll be set, because he's much better than both the quarterbacks they got. Alex Smith is nowhere in the class of Kellen Moore, and neither is the kid from Nevada they took, Luke, I can't think of his name, the real tall guy he's good, but he's not in Kellen Moore's class. I don't get it. The other thing I don't get is this guy named Chase Daniel who was on Missouri who was great. And he's backup now to Drew Brees. Well, what the hell do you need to draft a Blake Gabbert for? Just trade for Chase Daniel. He's obviously a good quarterback if he's number 2 on New Orleans. I'm sure he's learned from Drew Brees. He's much better than Matt Flynn is, who was okay at LSU, and he's okay. He had one good game against the Lions. And the teams run to sign him. Just take Chase Daniel. It's like they have no confidence in watching the games. I don't get it. Why they can't watch college football and see how the guy does and say, wow, this guy's a good player. It just blows my mind because I really don't understand their concept of what they're looking for. It's football. You can play at a high level in college. You can play there. Then you've got, I'm watching yesterday, some team drafted a punter. I want to say it's Cleveland or something. I don't remember off the top of my head. In the 3rd round, I'm thinking, I think this punter from Cal would have been available in the 8th or 9th round. You don't waste a pick on that. I also hate when they waste picks on offensive linemen in the 1st round. I can understand some defense, but any lineman, it's very hard to draft linemen in the 1st round. It's a wasted pick, especially when they take these guards out of these small colleges or this cornerback out of Coastal Carolina. I mean, it's just so stupid. These teams waste their draft picks and they wonder why they always lose. I mean, it's just insane. Watch freaking college football. You watch the players who perform. You see they got the skill set to do it. Either you can do it or you can't do it. And Kellen Moore will be a Pro Bowl quarterback, and he's going to burn all these teams that aren't. He's as good as Tom Brady, and he's as good as Joe Montana, and I'm telling you that right now. I watched him. I watched him come back and win. I watched him beat TCU. I watched him against Georgia. You take half the quarterbacks going to that Georgia game, forget about it. There's no way they wouldn't have been close. He is a winner. He knows how to quarterback. I don't know what in God's name. You don't have to be 6'4" to be a good quarterback. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't matter. Russell Wilson will be a very good quarterback. He's 5'11". Kellen is, I think, 6 or 6'1". Doesn't matter. You don't think he's got behind linemen that are 6'6", 6'7" now? So what matters? And it just blows my mind how stupid these GMs are in the NFL. It really, really does. They waste picks. They don't know. They don't have a clue what they're doing. They draft guys second, third round that they don't need to draft. That they can get them as free agents or in the 10th round. Somebody grabbed a guard from like Miami of Ohio. I'm like, get a guard from Nebraska. Get a guard from Michigan, Notre Dame. I mean, why do you need a guard from Miami of Ohio? Okay, yeah, there's some MAC players that are okay, but you can get those in the later rounds. Why waste them? I don't see the skill set in offensive linemen. It's just a joke. You can watch them on Saturday, and if the guy from Georgia can block the guy from Alabama, chances are he can block an NFL player because all the Alabama players are NFL players. You go to Alabama, you go to LSU, you take the Georgia, Florida guys. That's who you draft on defense, not the guys from Coastal Carolina. I got a feeling the guy from Coastal Carolina is not going to do that as strong as, he might be a good player, but you don't need to take him in the second, third round. I think this whole draft is a joke. You take the Chase Daniel, you want a quarterback. Tampa Bay needs a quarterback. Jacksonville needs a quarterback. Where are they? And then what kills me is like Minnesota. They've got Christian Ponder. The guy, he's not that good. He's no Kellen Moore, but they fall in love with him. Or Tampa Bay with Josh Friedman. They fall in love with the guy, where they think he's their future, but he's not that good, and you can see he's not that good. So instead of drafting a Kellen Moore who's available, you don't draft him, and you stay with your Josh Freeman, and then you end up winning 3 games a year because he sucks, but you don't. You think I got my quarterback. He's not good. Let him go. I mean, at least Cleveland has the balls to say Colt McCoy's not that good. I'm going to draft Brandon Weeden. Now, Brandon Weeden, again, he looks good, but how much of it is Blackman, the receiver, who's just incredible. He looked great in the Stanford game. And I applaud that. Jacksonville, good receiver. Now they just need a quarterback. But I look at the draft, and you got to watch the games, and I don't get that they don't watch the college games. It really blows my mind that nobody, here it is, third, fourth round. They still haven't drafted Kellen Moore, and they're drafting punters. Baltimore, you need a quarterback. This is why you can't win the championship. Joe Flacco blows in the big games. He's not a good quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. He's the reason they haven't made it to the Super Bowl. They got the defense. They got Ray Rice. Why are you all excited about Joe Flacco? I have no idea. But he's not that good. Blaine Gabbert, Josh Freeman, these guys are not that good. Alex Smith. I mean, there's guys better now. Go get Chase Daniel. Go get Kellen Moore. Open your eyes. I still think Dan Lefevre. I don't know why he's not playing. I watched him at Central, and he's a winner. They'd be down, he'd march them back. The kid's a winner. I don't know why he's not there. You've got to look at the whole intangibles. I mean, why was Joe Montana a 3rd-round pick and Tom Brady a 7th-round pick? Because these guys never watched the games. I watched Tom Brady at Michigan. The guy threw for 400 yards against Alabama. What did you think he would do in the pros? 400 yards against Alabama in an Orange Bowl game. Watch the game, and that's what he's going to do. I don't really understand it. If you'd watch the games and the big games and the bowl games, and forget these senior bowls and these clinics, they don't mean anything. The Senior Bowl is a joke. It's an all-star game. You don't know how to play against the guy. It's an absolutely meaningless task. Why that is more important than during the regular season blows my mind. This is how stupid these GMs are. How they get their jobs and how they maintain their jobs just blows my mind, because they are not capable of drafting. Anyway, there's Kellen Moore out there. He's the number 2 quarterback, and he's falling, and it's a joke. And these Todd McShays and Morton, whoever else these idiots are on ESPN, are so clueless. They don't have a clue. Do they ever go back to them 5 years and go, let's see all the draft picks that you said were good, and they all sucked? let's go back on that one, and they don't do it. So anyway, that's my take. Kellen Moore will be a Pro Bowl quarterback. Whoever's lucky enough and smart enough to draft him. At this point, it's Saturday, and they're going through round 4 now. Um, I honestly don't get half the picks. They waste their picks on these offensive linemen that are a dime a dozen. They really are. You can get anybody, and a lot of it's the quarterback's fault. A lot of it's the play calling, where they call plays. The quarterback can't read a defense and he can't do anything. But I don't, a good quarterback will make up for the offensive line. Um, anyway, you can get receivers. Just take somebody from BYU, Hawaii, Nevada. I mean, it's not that hard to find a good receiver late in the rounds. I mean, Justin Blackman, yes, he's exceptional. That's about it. Running backs, there aren't any. Trent Richardson's average. I think the kid out of Oregon, I thought that was a great pick by San Francisco. But anyway, I just want to say that these picks are so stupid. To get these kids out of the small colleges, you can sign as free agents and draft them in the second, third, or fourth rounds. Just retarded because they had a good workout and they run a 4.3 or 4.4. It's not speed, it's skill. That's what wins games. It's skill, it's skill, it's skill. I get you find a Brett Favre from Southern Miss. It's not a bad college. Or a Mean Joe Green from North Texas. I get that. But that's few and far between. If they're any good, they're going to a bigger college or with all the colleges now. Another good quarterback is Casey Keenum of Houston, but I think he's kind of injured, so it'd be a hard one to take. And the kid from Tulsa, Kinney, he's really good. He'd be a good quarterback, but they're not in Kellen Moore's class. Kellen Moore is Joe Montana, the next Joe Montana. I'm saying that now, and that's absolutely 100%. When I watched him play, I know that's what he is. And I watched Joe Montana play in college too, and he'd win the games at the end, just like he did in the pros. Anyway, have a great day. I look forward to coming up with the games for you. We're going to change our format a little, and I'm just going to put the teaser pick together. I'm just going to say, here's the teaser pick. I'm going to give you both games. I'm going to give you the dollar amount. I'm going to go from there, and I'll pick 80% that way. Um, I just find talking to my friends, it might be a better way to do it. Anyway, have a great day. Watch the draft. Um, just stay with the main schools and draft them. And if you want defense, go to the SEC for Christ's sakes. I don't. Everybody wants to reinvent the wheel and get a guy from Temple. I honestly don't get it. All right, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.